Well, it's been an interesting last month, John, or last few months of what things I've been hearing, comments that I've been getting. But what's really aggravating is the riots, of what's been happening. LA, yeah, LA kind of calmed down now, but you got Seattle going on their, what, 77th day today or something like that. Oregon, Portland, it's just ridiculous, of what we're seeing out there. You got police chiefs on the hot seat that are just trying to scramble and keep their officers in order and trying to do the right thing: arrest, convict, and sentencing. Get them through the judicial system. But I think they're getting a lot of blockage from their higher-ups, the local governments within the cities. They don't want to offend BLM. They don't want to offend Antifa, these racist groups, that are not, for the black people, are not for the white people, are not for the Latins, are not for the Chinese, not for any other race that's out there. They're just for themselves. They're just in it for the money. Not for Americans. They want to take you out, and it's sad. But first I just want to go back, giving my story about, the riots I was in '92. At that time, in '92, the O.J. Simpson verdict came out, and then the cops that were, the LAPD cops that were not found guilty, they were acquitted, on things. So I think, that there was a big rumbling, back then. And it was a tough situation. And when the verdicts came out, they were read, it was just hostility. And not in the city of Compton in the very beginning. Quiet, everything was cool. But I remember being working undercover narcotics, and my partner and I were called by the watch commander and Sergeant Malachi, and told us, "Hey guys, I need you guys to go out there to the far west, northwest of the city. Tell me what's going on, man. Let me know." So we we hopped in our undercover ride. We took a ride out there. It was getting crazy. We went to the border of El Segundo and Central, and it was just stupid crazy. Just, you can see the mob, you can see the smoke, you can see people already, looting and destroying markets. Anything they can get their hands on. So we immediately rushed back. We told Sergeant Malachi, "Hey man, you better bring in the cavalry. It's really gonna get crazy. It's flooding this way," And sure enough, we started getting everybody in, and at that time in '92, Compton was just growing. I mean, again, it was just really coming to itself, where we brought in centers in there that were anchored by Kmart, the new Kmart that came in. So we're very excited about the new revenue, the sales revenue that was going to come into the city. And things were moving. You can kind of tell, and it was an exciting moment to see these bigger businesses come in and anchor themselves in. So we really had to protect our city, and because we knew in the long run that ultimately these businesses were gonna, pay for our salaries, our raises, our new cars, our new uniforms. It was a plus for us. We were excited. What people don't understand is when during these riots, these businesses get hit like that, they the businesses come back to the city and says, you know what, we're not going to rebuild in your city. We're going to move somewhere else. And that's tax dollars that is lost. And the city, the citizens, they don't see it. They don't see it in that way. The people that are rioting, the people that are looting, they're losing out. In 5 years, they're going to have nothing. Things are going to be, you know, just empty, like it was for our city for a bit. But as we called our officers in, we set up strategically, and we set command posts in certain areas, especially on the northwest side of Compton, because the flow was coming in from LA, heading south and east in, you know, in that direction. So Long Beach PD started coming to our border, you know, and really, you know, anchoring themselves, you know, to prevent any overflow. It was tough for about a good 2 weeks, man. We worked, you know, 16-hour days. And, you know, you just go home, take a little nap, shower up, change your clothes, and head on back. But in that time, you know, it was, we had to protect property. We had to protect lives. And not just the citizens, but our lives. You know, we were getting pelted by what you see today, bottles, rocks, you know, and what really got me, John, is that these, nowadays in 2020, you know, you see these officers and they're like escorting the looters out to not get hurt. You know, it's mind-boggling. And it angers me, you know, and then it hits me with laughter, like, are you kidding me? You know, here they are destroying property, somebody else's property, a guy or company, family member, husband, father, mother, a family member, daughter, son, that put their life into this business, and these looters and rioters are taking it away. It's just unbelievable.
They're white kids. They're young white kids.
Yeah, young, you know, white kids that really don't know what they're fighting for. You know, they don't understand. And to see their business going up in flames, it's heart-wrenching. It's gut-wrenching. You know, you just, because you poured your life into that business. And to see these officers having to stand down and probably because of what they were told by their local government and then told by their executive level staff, and then it just keeps hammering down. But these cops out there are risking their lives, you know, through this time, you know, and they're told to kind of stand down. That's not what law enforcement is about. You know, if you're going to commit a crime, we're going to enforce the law. Isn't that what it is? Yeah. We're going to enforce the law, and we're going to take care of business. We're going to arrest, we're going to convict, and we're going to make sure you get indicted, and, you know, you're going to do your time. We're not seeing that, man.
Why are they living?
And it's sad. Well, because, again, you know, like a buddy of mine wrote, Mike, he wrote a post on, because some chiefs are brought in because they get along and they're like in the mirror with, when they look in the mirror, they're looking at city government. They might be a little more liberal, they might be a little more ease, you know, but when you're coming into a top job, you got to come in with, hey man, I'm a German tank. I'm not going to be moved by how your feelings are. This is the law. This is what we're going to enforce. And then, of course, again, I don't want to get off of where we're going with this, but there's letter of the law and the spirit of the law. You know, you enforce the letter, and sometimes the spirit will take over, and you go, okay, well, we'll let the judicial system take care of that part of it. You know, but as we go back in 92, like I said, we had good businesses that were coming in, Kmart was brand new. It was rocking and rolling. Our commercial buildings along the 91 freeway were packing up. I mean, really just thriving. You know, we had some great companies moving in there that were just, you know, you can start seeing the tax revenue dollars come into play. So as they were pelting us with rocks, shooting at us, hey man, we went back, we stood our ground, and you start cracking skulls. That's it. Crooks, looters, rioters, that's what they know. Because they're coming at you with a fight, then you got to go at them with a fight. Fire against fire. And law enforcement ultimately has to win to stop the chaos, you know. And so that's what we did. When we saw Kmart, they were eyeing Kmart. Hey man, we were told by our, you know, superiors, protect it, get in there, and we were, you know, we were thumping. Other businesses got hit. You know, I remember Pep Boys on Long Beach Boulevard. They were hit the hardest. Everything was, you know, we just couldn't get the units over there right away. It was tough, you know, but we were scrambling. And, you know, I'm sure some citizens of the city of Compton were, they could tell you right now that, yeah, Compton wasn't messing around, you know, okay? But we're doing it. You know, they got to understand, we're protecting not just your future right now in life, but your children's future, so that when they go to school, they have a playground, they've got books, they've got computers. See, it all trickles down, and they don't understand that. So when they go to play football or baseball or basketball in the parks, it's there for them to play. And they have coaches there. They have a recreational staff there. Well, when these riots and looters happen, all that dies down. It just, you know, shimmers away, man. And they got to understand, and it could be for years. So after the riots, and, you know, yeah, we did, man, fight back hard. The Compton Fashion Center at that time, you know, where DJ Quick was selling, you know, cassettes in the back there in the parking lot, was about to get hit hard. And you know, we protected that. I remember nights staying there with, you know, the people of the Compton Fashion Center. Now I guess it's a Walmart, you know. But it was a good moment for us to again learn that culture of the Compton Fashion Center, learn the culture of Kmart and other businesses, barbershops, you know, tire shops, radio shops, you know, stereo shops, you know, markets, other markets, you know, that they saw us as their protectors, you know. Then we called in the National Guard, you know. And I remember sitting there in the Ralph's, I think it was Ralph's parking lot across the street from Kmart. And they started coming down Alameda, man. And we were happy, man. I remember being parked there with my partner, and we were like rooting them on. Yeah, they're here, man. Oh God, you know, because we were tired. We were already like 3 or 4 days into the riots, you know, and we're happy, man. We're, you know, cheering them on. And I guess our Governor Pete Wilson at that time, you know, asked for federal help, and the Marines came in. And the Marines came in, stationed they had a command post at the Compton Hotel there off the 91 in Alameda, around there. And they took care of business. One-star general came in, man, and he gave orders. We had tanks there, we had armory there. I remember going into the big conference room, and if you wanted shotguns, 45 ammo, 38 ammo, whatever you needed, it was there. And you know, we took it. We went out there with the Marines. They put up sandbag, you know, parts out there on the streets, and you know, it was a awesome experience, and that's what they're not doing now, and they're just letting it linger, and it just behooves me of why? Well, you know, we're in a different time, you know, where people love hate, people love chaos, and so they enjoy it, you know. Like, let me ask you, what's your favorite kind of movie? Shoot 'em up. See? Well, it shouldn't be like that, man. I mean, every now and then you gotta watch a chick flick or something, right, to calm your nerves. I don't know, you know, or something. But it's funny, you know. You go, why, you know? But again, there, you know, getting back to my buddy's post, is that I think cities that are more liberal, they tend to hire leaders in the law enforcement agency to be more like them. You know, where you look at the sheriff's department, they're voted in. The top leader, the sheriff. Yeah. You got to run for that seat against another, you know, the preceding guy. You know, so it's a so the '92 riots taught me a lot, because after that, you would be going down the street and you would see these, before 2 weeks ago, a month ago, you would see these beautiful, beautiful businesses, panaderias, man, you know, donut shops, barber shops, all these nice manicured shops in the city of Compton. They were burnt down, they were gone, you know, and those, that is city money, sales tax money, revenue, lost jobs, you know. So and it was hurt, man. You go, geez, man, you know. But we stopped the bleeding, you know. It stopped about 2 weeks afterwards, you know, 14 days, man. Now, you know, you see the cities in Portland and in Seattle, parts of LA, they're still, well, you know, we're still rioting. We're still, stop being mad. Knock it off now. You know, it's enough is enough. Exactly, and that's a whole nother subject. You know, with the Soros Foundation, things like that. But you know, as in '92, we saw, and then the build-up program, you know, where we saw federal money coming in, we saw it trickling down to us in certain cities that were hit the hardest. Then we had to put a committee together and making sure those funds were spent, you know, in the right ways. And I think that's where the local government has to be honest, has to be trustworthy, has to be a person of character, and where they weren't. They, you know, when you see a lot of money coming into your city and you go, wow, and they're not really, the federal government is not really watching your expenditure of where that money goes, the sin creeps in, the greed creeps in, and it doesn't get filtered down to parks and recreation, the new cop cars we need, the new radios, the new uniforms that we need, Civic Center, a Compton Fashion Center, you know, repaving of the streets, painting, you know, things like that. It's not being marined. It wasn't. And so people got greedy. And then it took time, a longer time, for the city to rebuild. So I think these things that, you know, what happened in '92, they got to remember this now in 2020 of the riots. You know, that didn't they learn anything in '92? You still see, they still come back and they say, oh, LAPD is corrupt, you know, LAPD is they're racial, you know, they're, you know, and this, what? they've done all that they could. I mean, and can do more. You can always do better, right?
Yeah.
You can always do better. But they tried, man. I mean, they got rid of Gates. They hired their first black chief. I can't remember his name. They, you know, but I'll tell you where they screwed up there. And I mean, I was a cop there watching it. Is when they hired the black chief in there, probably LAPD didn't get rid of the people that were below Gates. So everything this chief tried to do, he was just railroaded. You know, boom, man. You know, and then yeah, you know, we aren't doing that, you know, and kind of thing. So it was tough for him. You know, lucky for us, you know, we had our black chief, you know, and we had a lot of guys there that, you know, were born and raised in the city of Compton. So, you know, we took it hard, man. I mean, I at that time, I was proud to be a Compton cop, you know, and a lot of other guys were too. So the riots, man, you know, we sit there as, you know, retired cops and even good citizens of our communities. The cops should have been cracking skulls. I hate to say it, man. They should have just went out there and just, but again there, when you don't have the backing of your local government, it's very tough. And it's not, the outcome isn't good. You got that, the first female black chief in Seattle resigning today. Come on, man. In order for her to get where she's at, she had to kick ass, I would think. But now she's throwing up her hands. The hell with this. They want her to take a 40% pay cut, get rid of 100 cops. And what are you going to do when you get rid of 100 cops? What are you going to do? You know? Oh yeah, you send a specialist to go talk to husband and wife fighting in the 415 public disturbance at home. You send a specialist out there.
What is that, a community service specialist or something?
Right, a community negotiator specialist. Good luck, man, because I would have to say 95% of your shootings and violent crimes happen during those calls. And so you got to know how to react. You got to know what to say. You got to know how to diffuse a situation and separate them, you know, and really, you know what you're doing. They're not going to know that, you know. So it just,
it'll all stop once the first, you know, community negotiator gets killed, or stabbed.
Exactly. You know, and it's just pathetic of what they're trying to do to defund the police department. One of the most stupid, idiotic thoughts of these stupid think tanks. Oh, we know it all in our local government. No, you don't, man. You know, you just don't know what a chief, his brass, and then his work, you know, the patrol, you know, the specialized assignment groups, what they have to do, you know, out there day in and day out. You know, go on a ride along, go check it out, man. You know, I remember taking a buddy of mine on a ride along, my buddy Jim, and a white guy, and I said, you know, hey, he goes, am I going to be okay? You're going to be fine. It's cool, you know, don't worry about it. So he's sitting in the back seat. We go out on patrol, man, and we're jacking guys, you know, trying to find some dope, a gun, or what have you. And then we go into the liquor store, Red's Liquor on Long Beach Boulevard. And I remember walking in there, and they would have to buzz you in. They buzz you in, and then you buy what you're gonna buy, and then they buzz you out. And it freaked him out. We came out, man, and he was, I can't believe this. They buzz you in to buy stuff, and then you gotta get buzzed out. I go, that's the way it is. You know, it's sad, but you know, yeah, you didn't grow up with that. You know, I did, you know, but yeah, man, it's the way it is now, you know. What I'm gonna leave you with is that this, the riots now that they're kind of hopefully spiraling down, and they should be, but you need to go back into history and learn what we did to build from 92 up. But it starts from the bottom, okay? And what I mean by, well, hold on, you know, you're gonna have to start with the bottom. You're gonna have to help the officers that were out there in patrol, help the social groups that are out there in the cities to get back into the city, to mend the citizens and law enforcement together. And then, yeah, of course, it starts at the top too, bottom and top. And they gotta meet. They've gotta meet, you know, and that's what's not happening. Yeah, like I told you, they replaced the LAPD chief of police with a black guy, the first black chief of police. Well, they start at the top. And then, but it's got to start at the bottom too, so they can realize, okay, man, this is what's happening, and it's got to come together. Well, you know, in '92, it really didn't come together, you know, because all this bullshit about, you know, oh, we're going to hold concerts in the park. We're going to do this for the community. We got rappers coming here. We're going to have a movie about, you know, and all these little things that are going to happen within the community. It's bullshit, man, because they're in it for the money. The producers are going to get paid. You know, it's just a feel-good thing. No, man, it really needs to hit down into the communities. And what I mean by that is by education in the educational system. The judicial system needs to be revamped, totally revamped. You know, it starts in parks and recreation to pull those kids out of their house to come to another safe place to play ball, to play football, to play basketball, to play tennis, to get them involved instead of being in a, you know, and I'm not saying every home is crappy, but maybe those kids are in a crappy situation. They need to get out and see, and that's where the money, that's why I say it has to start at the bottom, and it has to meet and start at the top and meet together. But again, there you see when the money starts coming in from the federal government to do these things, people get greedy. The money disappears. And next thing you know, you look and you go, shit, he has 10 new suits. She has a brand new whole new bathroom remodeling. You know, another second story added up. What, you know, they gotta manage that. I mean, it's gotta be, you know, with a eagle eye. The guy with the rock cocaine, you're gonna give him 25 years to life because of his third strike, you know. But a guy who rapes a gal, convicted, you know, he's indicted, man, and the jury, yeah, man, you're hanged, you know, you're good to go, and he gets slapped on the wrist and does just home community service, and he's at home, you know, doing his time.
So the judicial system needs to change.
Of course, judicial system needs to be looked at as well. You know, things need, because you get these lawyers, that's a whole nother bag, man. You know, you come in, you know, with a great arrest, and you get these two lawyers, the district attorney, then you get the defense attorney. They get together and they do their little talk and negotiating. Then they come out, okay, man, you plead to a misdemeanor or you plead to a felony, and you'll do 6 months and you get out. They all need to be removed. They all need to resign. The mayor, the council people, they all got to go. If they're putting their citizens in this lifestyle at this time, they've all got to go. They, you know,
Clean house.
Clean house. You go in there, you clean house. You go in there, into the agencies, as the police departments, and you clean house. You know, things got to change. But getting back to that, you know, with the local government of Portland and Seattle, they all got to go. I don't see how they let that happen, you know, and keep it going, and just bringing in National Guard, the Marines, hey man, and taking care of business and stopping it. Somebody's getting paid, and they need to follow the money.
Right.
Somebody's getting paid, and they need to follow the money.
Yeah, they said Trump sends in federal officers, and they keep rioting, and they say, you take the federal officers out, we'll stop rioting. They're still rioting.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you know, you're looking at these businesses that are in there in beautiful strip malls. You know, Mod Pizza I saw on there, some other local small businesses, and shoe stores. Terrible, man. You know, you're just, and so who wants to move into that? And who wants to be a product of that community? Nobody. So you don't get no sales tax money. You don't get people going to the theaters, because those are all thrashed. You know, parks and recreation, you can't even send your kids to go play baseball, football, basketball, you know. So it just, it hurts the community. It really does, and it's got to stop. Bad news.
I just want to say, you know, can we all get along? Can we get along? Can we stop making it horrible for the older people and the kids?